Teardrop and a pop-up were to have a baby, you would have the Viking Express 12.0 TD Max, also known as the Coachman Clipper 12.0. This unique small-size camper has a lot of great things going for it, but the question is, should you purchase it? I'm going to tell you the good, bad, and ugly about this camper because I have been using it for 14 months and have taken it on over 20 trips. In this video, I'm going to give you a real review and tell you the 3 things I love about this trailer and the 3 things I dislike. So stay tuned for another episode of Wonder with Will. Let's give some background and specs about the camper before we begin. This camper weighs in at approximately 2,100 pounds and measures close to 17 feet. Which makes it light enough to be pulled by small SUVs and trucks. The first thing you'll notice about this mean little camper is the aesthetic. It just looks like it's ready to go on an adventure. I cannot tell you the number of times people have stopped me to tell me how much they love the look of it. The camper's clearance is higher than the clearance of most of the standard towing vehicles on the market today, which makes it ideal for bringing it back into those forestry roads or boondocking in hard to reach spots. I'm not going to go into a lot more details about the specs of this camper because tons of those videos already exist online with trained salesmen who can rattle off that information faster than I can. But we need to make sure to cover some things inside the camper. The inside comes with a mini kitchen complete with a sink, refrigerator, stove, and microwave. This is the biggest difference between a typical Teardrop camper and this look-alike of a Teardrop camper. Well, guys, I hope you like my intro. All right, so now it's time for the down and dirty truth about this camper. So let me tell you the 3 things that I like about it first. Number 1, the thing that I like most about this camper is that it is a true 4-season camper. Because it has both air conditioning and heat, it makes it so that you can take this camper at any time of year to have fun with your family. The second thing I really love about this camper is the fact that you can use the camper without popping it up. So if you're going on a long road trip, you can actually pull over and fall asleep right here in the back. The third thing I love about this camper, the kitchen is inside. So when it's raining outside, as opposed to a traditional Teardrop camper where you would have to get out to do your cooking, to do all of the things that you need to do, with this Teardrop camper, because of the pop-up and everything being inside, it makes it so even in those long rainy days, you get to stay inside your camper where it's dry and warm. Now let's talk about the 3 things that I dislike about this trailer. Number 1 is going to be the door. You see, this camper has 2 different doors. It has a travel door and it has what I'll call the camping door. So when you arrive to camp, you got to take out the travel door. When it pops up, then you put in the actual permanent door or the camping door. Now, I really dislike this about the camper. And the reason why is because since I have purchased the camper, I have not figured out a way to get the door to stop leaking. So what I typically have to do is put a couple of towels in front of the door. And when it's a bad rainstorm, I have to swap out the towels. The second thing I dislike about the camper is the fact that currently the fabric, when the camper pops up, the fabric is not staying tight. So it's actually creating gaps between the side of the camper and the fabric itself, which means I'm having to plug that hole in the fabric or between the fabric and the camper with paper towels in order to keep bugs out and to keep heat or AC in. Finally, number 3, the thing that I dislike about this camper is the camper's size. It's actually perfect if it's just me and my wife. But as soon as I add an 8-year-old little boy to it, oh, the camper becomes much too small. So now we're at the end of the video. Would I or wouldn't I purchase the camper again? I wouldn't. The truth is, my family, out of all the vacations that we go on, when we take the camper, we're pretty much always hooked up to shore power. So we have water and we have electricity. And for this type of camper, it's just too small. I needed a bigger camper that has a little bit more room. Should you purchase this camper? Well, let me just tell you, if you're the type of camper that you enjoy going off on forestry roads where there is no shore power and there is no water, this thing is an awesome beast of a camper. With the massive tires and the gallons of water, freshwater tank that it has, you could literally take this thing off-roading and be good for a week. Although it's not the right camper for me, it doesn't necessarily mean it's not the right camper for you. So it's all about what type of camping experience you want to have. So thanks for tuning in. And if you want to see more reviews like this, make sure to leave a comment below and I'll make sure to do more camper reviews in the future. Thank you so much. Take care.